It's October here in the Poconos, and that means it's time for Germanfest at Ehrhardt's Waterfront Resort on beautiful Lake Wallenpaupack. Our Germanfest is a fun-filled day packed with German tradition and German food, coupled with good old-fashioned American fun. Oh, and did I mention the free beer? Free beer, free wine, and free soda all afternoon. Music, dancing, traditional performers, and a show at the end of the day where many in the audience become part of the show. Oh, and did I mention the free beer? As you can see, it's a full-day itinerary, and it all begins with strudel making. Not just any strudel making, but 6-foot-long strudel making. Let's go take a look. All right, well, here's Chef Sam along with Chef Dave, and they're going to show us how they make 6-foot apple walnut strudel. The first thing they're going to do is flour up that 6-foot by 6-foot tablecloth and get it ready for the dough. Their strudel dough has all the usual ingredients you'd find in dough, but the interesting ingredient that they like to use is vinegar. They tell us that vinegar makes the dough more stretchable. It gives it more elasticity, making it easier to stretch it across that entire 6-foot by 6-foot table. So they're going to work that dough with that rolling pin and get it to stretch out as far as they can with that pin before they start stretching it by hand. They've gone as far as they can with that rolling pin, and now they begin to pull and stretch by hand until eventually they'll have that table covered completely in dough. Once that's stretched out, they start putting the ingredients in. First ingredient, a heaping portion of melted butter. Chef Sam says, you know it's good strudel when you can feel that artery closing with every bite. Chef Dave is doing the finger painting over there to get the surface completely covered with butter, and now a good sprinkling of cinnamon powder. After the cinnamon powder, if you're going to make apple walnut strudel, you need some walnuts, so they're going to coat it with some walnuts on top of the cinnamon. And Chef Sam there, he's putting in dried cake crumbs. He tells us the cake crumbs absorb the moisture from the apples, giving you a nice crisp strudel crust in the end. Now Dave is putting in their secret ingredient. They won't tell us what that is, only that they get it from the local rabbit farm up the road. However, I think they're pulling our leg. That looks like some raisins. And now the carefully measured sugar. You must carefully... Well, I guess you just throw in as much sugar as you want. Throw it anywhere for that matter. All right, we've got our sugar. And now it's time for the apples. Our chefs tell us they like to use partially cooked Jonathan apples. Once the apples are in, they prepare the strudel to get it ready to roll. How do they roll 6-foot strudel? By using that tablecloth as a tool to roll it until it's completely done. They'll just keep working that cloth. They're more than halfway there already. And that's just about it. There you go. They're going to pinch those ends off. And then you can never have too much butter. Another coating of melted butter along the top of that 6-foot strudel. A little more finger painting. And then, of course, some more carefully measured sugar. And some more cinnamon powder. Now it's time to work that 6 feet of strudel onto that 2-foot baking pan and get it ready to go into the oven. I asked Chef Sam how long you bake this for. He says about 2 hours at 300 degrees. So they're going to pop that in the oven, and before you know it, there you go. 6 feet of apple walnut strudel ready for dessert. In fact, the strudel is just the tip of the iceberg. That starts everything off. After that, we make pretzels together. Then we bring out that band, open up the dance floor, which helps us work up an appetite for our German meal at 12:30. We've then got more music and dancing at 2 o'clock, followed by the Germanfest show at 2:30. Lots of things to do and see at Germanfest. In fact, you never know what you're going to see. Like a guy playing the musical saw. Yeah, come on out to Germanfest. We guarantee you'll have a good time. That's Germanfest. Come on and meet the gang. In fact, be part of the gang. Sign up and get in the show. It's all happening at Ehrhardt's Waterfront Resort, Route 507, Tafton, Pennsylvania, overlooking Lake Wallenpaupack. If you'd like more information on Germanfest or any of our other daytime or overnight packages, visit our website at www.tonylootours.com. You can also email us from there or join our email list and receive our monthly newsletters. If the internet's not your thing, well then give us a call at 570-226-6207. That's 570-226-6207, and we'll be glad to answer all your questions and help you with your next trip to Northeast Pennsylvania. So come on out to Germanfest this October. We'd love to have you. Remember, free beer. Prost!